What happens when two worlds, divided by oceans and cultures, collide over a single stroke of paint? Maya, an Indian artist, and Alex, an Italian traveler, found love through art. But their journey was anything but simple. Letters lost, trust broken, and an entire village united by one dream. Would their love survive the ultimate test of distance, doubt, and destiny? In the colorful village of Chitrakoot, life was simple. Maya, a talented young artist, had spent her days painting vibrant murals on the village walls. Her art was her escape, a way to express herself in a world that often felt too quiet. One sunny afternoon, while working on a mural, Maya heard a voice behind her. "Beautiful," the voice said. She turned and saw a man she had never seen before. He was tall, with a friendly smile and a camera around his neck. The man introduced himself as Alex, a traveler from Italy. He was visiting India to learn about its art and culture. Maya, shy at first, simply nodded and returned to her work. But Alex stayed, watching her paint, fascinated by how her hands brought stories to life. The next day Alex came back, then the day after that. Slowly their connection grew. Though Maya spoke little English and Alex knew only a few Hindi words, they found ways to communicate. A smile, a gesture, and the art they created together said everything. Maya didn't know it yet, but Alex's arrival would change her life forever. Alex started carrying his sketch pad to the mural site, sitting nearby as Maya painted. One day, he showed her a drawing of a small Italian village. It was filled with rolling hills, vineyards, and cobblestone streets. "This is my home," Alex said with a warm smile. Maya stared at the drawing, amazed. "It's so beautiful," she whispered. In return, Maya showed Alex how to use bold colors and intricate patterns, teaching him the secrets of Indian folk art. Together they began blending their styles, creating a mural unlike anything the village had ever seen. Villagers gathered to watch, whispering among themselves. "Who is this foreigner? Why is he spending so much time with Maya?" Some were curious, while others were skeptical. Maya and Alex didn't care. They laughed, shared stories through gestures, and spent hours painting side by side. For Maya, Alex's presence was like sunlight breaking through the clouds. For Alex, Maya's creativity and kindness were a revelation. But as the mural neared completion, an unspoken sadness lingered between them. Alex's time in Chitrakoot was running out. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, Alex sat next to Maya by the mural. He looked at her with a mix of joy and sadness. "Maya," he said softly, "I have to leave soon. My trip is ending." Her heart sank. She had been dreading this moment, but hearing it aloud made it real. "When?" she asked quietly. "In 2 days," Alex replied. He hesitated, then added, "But I don't want this to end. Come with me to Italy." Maya froze. Leave her family, her home, and everything she knew? The idea terrified her. "I don't think I can," she said, looking away. Alex nodded, understanding her hesitation. "Then I'll write to you," he said with a small smile. "Every week, promise me you'll reply." Maya nodded, though her heart felt heavy. On the day Alex left, she stood at the train station, clutching a small painting she had made for him. Alex leaned in and whispered, "Don't forget me, Maya." "I won't," she whispered back, tears welling in her eyes. As the train disappeared into the distance, Maya felt a part of her heart leave with it. Maya returned to her quiet life in Chitrakoot. But it wasn't the same. She threw herself into her art, but her thoughts always drifted back to Alex. Every day she checked the post, waiting for his letters. Weeks turned into months, but no letters came. Doubt began to creep in. Had Alex forgotten her? Was their connection just a fleeting moment in his journey? What Maya didn't know was that Alex had been writing to her faithfully. Each week, he poured his feelings into letters, sharing stories of his life in Italy and how much he missed her. But the letters never reached Maya. Her aunt, who disapproved of her friendship with Alex, had intercepted them. "This is for your own good," her aunt thought, hiding the letters in an old chest. Meanwhile, Alex grew heartbroken. He couldn't understand why Maya never replied. He began to think she had moved on. Slowly, he stopped writing, though his heart still longed for her. Maya, unaware of the truth, convinced herself that Alex had forgotten her. She tried to move on, but no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't forget the man who had painted her world with new colors. One afternoon, while cleaning the storeroom, Maya stumbled upon an old wooden chest. Curious, she opened it and found something that made her heart stop. Dozens of letters, all addressed to her in Alex's handwriting. Her hands shook as she opened the first letter. It was filled with words of love, longing, and stories about his life in Italy. She read letter after letter, tears streaming down her face. Alex hadn't forgotten her. He had tried to stay connected all along. Maya confronted her aunt, holding the letters tightly. "Why did you hide these?" she demanded, her voice trembling with anger. Her aunt looked away. "I did it for your sake," she said. "He's from a different world, Maya. What kind of future could you have with him?" Maya's eyes filled with tears. "You had no right," she said, her voice breaking. "You don't get to decide who I love." Determined to make things right, Maya packed her bags. With only the letters and a sketch Alex had given her, she set off for Italy. She didn't know exactly how she would find him, but she knew one thing: she had to try. Maya had never left her village before, let alone traveled to another country. The airport, with its loud announcements and bustling crowds, was overwhelming. Clutching Alex's letters, she reminded herself why she was doing this. The plane ride felt endless. As clouds drifted past the window, Maya thought of Alex, his smile, his laughter, and the way he had brought her art to life. She had no clear plan, only the name of Alex's small Italian town from one of his letters. It was all she needed. When she arrived in Italy, everything felt foreign. The language, the food, the streets, all of it was unfamiliar. Maya asked for help, showing locals Alex's name and a sketch she had made of him. Most people didn't understand her, but a kind cafe owner pointed her toward a nearby art gallery where Alex's name was listed. Maya's heart raced as she walked through the cobblestone streets to the gallery. A poster outside read, "Featured artist, Alex Romano." She asked the gallery owner about him, her voice shaky. The elderly man smiled kindly. "Alex? He visits often but hasn't been here in days. He's quite popular in this town." Maya felt a mix of relief and disappointment. She had come so far, but Alex still felt just out of reach. Determined, she decided to wait. Sitting outside the gallery, clutching the letters tightly, she prayed tomorrow would bring her closer to him. The next day, as Maya sat near the gallery, a man approached her. He had a charming smile and spoke fluent English. "You look lost," he said kindly. "Can I help?" Maya hesitated but explained she was looking for Alex. The man introduced himself as Marco, a fellow artist. "Ah, Alex," he said. "I know him. He's a talented guy. I can help you find him." Grateful, Maya followed Marco as he led her through the winding streets of the town. Along the way, he asked about her art and her connection to Alex. Maya shared their story, her eyes lighting up as she described their time together in Chitrakoot. Marco smiled, but there was something in his gaze that made Maya uneasy. "You're very passionate," he said. "But are you sure Alex feels the same? He's been busy here, meeting new people." The comment struck a nerve, but Maya brushed it off. When Marco suggested they stop for coffee, she agreed, hoping he could offer more help. But as they talked, his questions became more personal. "You're a long way from home," Marco said, leaning closer. "Are you sure chasing Alex is worth it? Maybe you should stay here, with me." Maya's heart sank. Marco wasn't helping her find Alex. He was trying to trap her in his own web. Anger and fear surged within her, and she stood up abruptly. "Thank you, but I need to go," she said firmly, leaving him behind. Shaken by her encounter with Marco, Maya felt lost and unsure of where to turn. She wandered through the streets, her heart heavy with doubt. Was coming to Italy a mistake? As she passed a quiet park, she heard familiar laughter. Her head snapped up, and there he was, Alex. "Alex!" Maya called, her voice trembling. Alex looked up, his eyes widening in disbelief. "Maya?" he said. For a moment they just stared at each other, as if making sure it was real. Tears filled Maya's eyes as she ran to him, clutching the letters. "I never got these," she said, her voice breaking. "I thought you forgot me." Alex's expression shifted from shock to sorrow. "I never stopped thinking about you," he said. "I wrote to you every week. I thought you didn't care anymore." "I cared," Maya whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I came all this way and to find you." Without another word, Alex pulled her into a hug. They stood there, holding each other tightly, as the world around them faded away. Over the next few days, Maya and Alex spent every moment together, catching up on the months they had lost. Maya shared the truth about the letters, her aunt's interference, and her journey to find him. Alex listened intently, his eyes filled with admiration. "You crossed an ocean for me," he said. "You're braver than anyone I know." Maya smiled, but a part of her still felt uneasy. "I met someone here, a man named Marco," she said cautiously. "He tried to convince me you'd moved on." Alex's brow furrowed. "Marco? I know him. He's competitive, let's say." He paused, then added, "I'm sorry you had to deal with that." Maya shook her head. "It doesn't matter. I found you, and that's all that matters." Together they revisited Alex's favorite spots in the town. He showed her the gallery where his work was displayed and introduced her to friends who marveled at her talent. Maya began to feel at home, not just in the town, but in Alex's world. One evening, as they sat by the river, Alex took Maya's hand. "Let's never let anyone or anything come between us again," he said. Maya nodded, her heart full. "We've been through so much. I know now that we're stronger together." After spending a few weeks in Italy, Maya and Alex decided it was time to return to Chitrakoot. While Alex's world had its charm, they both knew where they truly belonged, where their love story began. Maya was nervous about how the villagers and her family would react to Alex's return, especially now that their bond was stronger than ever. "What if they still don't accept us?" she asked one evening. Alex held her hand. "We'll show them what we've built together. Actions speak louder than words." When they arrived in Chitrakoot, the villagers were surprised but curious. Some welcomed Alex warmly, remembering how he had helped Maya with the mural. Others, however, remained skeptical. "How long will he stay this time?" they murmured. Maya's parents were polite but distant, still unsure if Alex truly understood their ways. Determined to prove them wrong, Alex dove headfirst into village life. He joined in during festivals, learned to cook traditional dishes, and even practiced his Hindi with the local children. Slowly, the walls began to come down. Maya's parents saw how much effort Alex put into understanding their culture and how deeply he cared for their daughter. One evening, her father approached Alex and said, "You've shown us that love knows no boundaries. Welcome to the family." With her family's acceptance, Maya and Alex felt more united than ever. They knew it was time to make their dream of an art studio a reality. Maya and Alex found an old, crumbling building on the outskirts of the village. Where others saw a ruin, they saw potential. With help from the villagers, they began transforming it into a vibrant art studio, a space where creativity and community could thrive. The work was tough. They painted walls, fixed leaks, and cleaned years of dust and debris. Children from the village eagerly helped, bringing their youthful energy and enthusiasm. Slowly but surely, the studio started to come to life. Their first project was a mural that told their story. Two trees with roots in different lands grew together, their branches intertwined under a shared sky. Villagers who saw it couldn't help but admire the beauty and the message it carried. The studio opened with a small ceremony, and Maya and Alex invited everyone to join. "This isn't just our studio," Maya said during her speech. "It's for all of us, a place to dream, create, and grow together." Children were the first to embrace the space. Maya and Alex taught them how to paint, sculpt, and express themselves through art. Their laughter filled the studio, turning it into a place of joy and learning. Just as the studio began to thrive, a new challenge emerged. A wealthy businessman from the nearby city visited Chitrakoot and saw the growing popularity of Maya and Alex's work. He approached them with a proposition. "I want to buy this land," he said confidently. "It has potential for a resort. I can offer you enough money to start a bigger studio elsewhere." Maya and Alex exchanged uneasy glances. "This isn't just land," Alex said. "It's a part of the community. We can't sell it." The businessman's smile faded. "You'll regret this decision," he said sharply before leaving. Days later, they received a legal notice claiming their ownership of the land was invalid. Maya and Alex were devastated. They couldn't afford a legal battle, and losing the studio felt like losing everything they had built. Determined to fight, they turned to the villagers for help. "This studio belongs to all of us," Maya said. "We can't let it be taken away." The villagers rallied behind them, signing petitions, organizing peaceful protests, and even creating a mural that read, "Art for All." The children painted banners with messages of hope and unity, their small voices speaking loudly. Overwhelmed by the support, the businessman withdrew his claim. Maya and Alex realized that their love and the community's strength were more powerful than any threat. To celebrate their victory, Maya and Alex decided to host a festival. They wanted to thank the villagers and bring people together in a celebration of art, culture, and love. Preparations began weeks in advance. Women created stunning Rangoli designs, while men helped set up stalls for crafts and food. Alex teamed up with local cooks to prepare Italian dishes, blending them with Indian flavors. Maya taught the children to design invitations and decorations. On the day of the festival, the studio was alive with energy. Traditional Indian dancers performed alongside musicians playing Italian tunes. Visitors tasted fusion dishes like masala pizza and tiramisu, with a hint of cardamom. The highlight of the event was a collaborative mural created by everyone in the village. Each person added a small piece of their story, turning the mural into a tapestry of dreams, memories, and hopes. As the festival came to an end, Maya addressed the crowd. "This studio started as a dream between two people," she said, "but it has become something much bigger. It's a reminder that when we come together, we can create something truly beautiful." The villagers cheered, and Alex took her hand. We did it together. Life wasn't always easy for Maya and Alex, but their love only grew stronger through each challenge. They supported each other in every way. Maya helped Alex improve his Hindi, while Alex encouraged Maya to explore new art techniques. One day, Maya admitted, "Sometimes I wonder how we've made it through so much." Alex smiled, because we never gave up on each other. Their studio became a symbol of their bond. Children painted murals inspired by their dreams, while adults found confidence in expressing themselves through art. Maya and Alex's love not only inspired the community but also drew attention from the outside world. Journalists wrote articles about their story, calling them the couple who built a village with love and art. Through it all, Maya and Alex stayed grounded. They knew their journey wasn't just about art. It was about showing that love, determination, and unity could overcome any obstacle. Years later, Maya and Alex stood outside their studio, now a flourishing hub of creativity and culture. The murals on the walls told countless stories, not just their own, but those of the entire village. As the sun set, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Alex turned to Maya. "Do you ever think about how it all started?" he asked. Maya smiled, with a mural, a stranger, and a single word, beautiful. Their story, though deeply personal, had become a universal tale of love and resilience. They had built more than a studio. They had built a legacy. And as they stood hand in hand, surrounded by laughter, colors, and the warmth of the community, they knew one thing for sure. Their love, like their art, would live on forever.